It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions, and it's all up next.
From the automotive capital of the world, we get a look at a venue that pays homage to that industry. Welcome to Ford Field here in Detroit, Michigan. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Hewitt. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
The punter, Jack Fox, to get this one started. And we're off in Detroit. Tyler Scott now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you could put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair, an eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Bears first down. Williams from the gun. Walking the tightrope there, but he makes the grab in bounds.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Off the play fake, Williams. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. It's a gain of 4. And that's a Chicago first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Short side option here. He's running left. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bears first down.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. Staying grounded with Swift. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. That's more of the catch out left. And this one does not go far.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Williams. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Carney's kick is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Khalif Raymond to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
Running it with David Montgomery. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here's 2nd and 7. He had it for... Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And it's 3rd down.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Goff on 3rd. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. First give on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Throwing is gone. Able to find Wright. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Tight end motioning right. On 1st down, it's gone. LePorta pulls it in along the sideline. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and goal. Here's Gibbs. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Here's Goff. He's got it! And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
On 3rd and goal, Goff. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions pull ahead 6-3 in the 1st. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Fox now to kick this one away. Devin Duvernay to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their 2nd drive. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Williams on the play action. Toward the sideline, and he's got more. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Escapes the pocket.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. It's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Running behind center with Swift. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Williams to throw on 3rd. Got his target, Zacchaeus. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
On 4th down, it's Torrey Taylor on for the Bears to punt this away. Deep for the Lions, Khalif Raymond. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out. And indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. Detroit getting its offense set for their 2nd drive. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the gun, Goff. Galloping inside the 40. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Putting the tight end in motion. Goff on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They bring a tight end in motion right. Off play action, Goff gets himself free. And that is how our first quarter will end as that pass falls incomplete. These two NFC North teams have played one so far. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Ford Field right after this. We're all set to bring you the second quarter. Lions well within striking distance. Gibbs will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap here to Goff. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions now lead by 10. It's a Sam LePorta touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions drive their lead to 11. Fox now to kick this one away. Scott now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Here come the Bears back out on offense. It's a 14-3 ball game as they take over following the score. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Fits it through the middle. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears make it a one-score game in the first half. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears cut the lead down to 4.
Bears 10.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here's Raymond on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Lions get ready to return to the field. And we'll see if the perfect start can continue as they try for their 3rd touchdown in 3 drives. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They put a receiver in motion here left. They go play action with Goff. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First down throw from Goff. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates now as a receiver in the open field.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 43. Gets it quickly to St. Brown. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that gives the Lions the first.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
On first down, it's Gibbs. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Jalen Johnson with the stop. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd and 8. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up 3rd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Rush coming for Goff. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. Chicago's offense trotting out there for another series. Well, Brock, it only took them 1 play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Terrion Arnold in on the stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Williams from the gun. That's more on the quick slant. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Off the play fake, Williams. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Working from the gun, Williams. Stays in the pocket. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions bring it all the way back inside the red zone before he's finally hauled down.
That's so cool. He really did it all for him, didn't he? First he forced the turnover, and then he set them up in a better spot with a really nice return. Yeah, he had designs on doing the scoring for him, too. One more move, and he might have broken it for 6.
Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And that interception has set them up beautifully inside the red zone. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They send a receiver in motion right. On 1st down, it's Goff. Has it down close. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Montgomery goes up and over for the touchdown. The Lions pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. David Montgomery with the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions drive their lead to 11. Fox now to kick this one away. Scott now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bears about set for their next possession. They find themselves 1-10 as they take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun to give to Swift. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Going to run again with Swift. And he found some running room for a nice gain. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
On 3rd down, here's Swift. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
You love a huddle. Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there. He's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Williams to throw on 1st. Connects on the crosser. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Able to get it to Moore. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Moore. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Oh, man, these are the kind of plays you can't wait to get on film and watch the next day. Look at the fellow pass catchers. Look at the guys getting out in front, helping on that screen pass. Get your player in space, your buddies do the rest around you, and a big play follows.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
And the Lions into a nickel set for 3rd down. Williams will look to throw. Has his man, it's Swift. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on third down can happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
So on fourth down, out is Cairo Santos for the Bears field goal. This 42 yards from the right hash. Carney's kick is good. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Craig Reynolds to return it. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Out of the shotgun, Kong. He fires one deep down the... That's complete inside the 35. He will go! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions grow their lead just before halftime. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions lead by 15 now. Fox now to kick this one away. Scott now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. Chicago getting set to take the field down. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They're out and set, 1st and 10. To throw is Williams. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing, getting the ball out on time and on rhythm. But these outcuts, it is so imperative. And the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Throwing the out route complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Bears trying to get everyone set. They're going quickly here. 1st down, Williams. It's taken in by Roma Dunze. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Finds a man, right side. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Chicago first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
That one's complete over the middle. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Timeout Chicago. It uses its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and clear. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. Moore's got it. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. The Bears going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. A 5th defensive back into the game for the Lions. 3rd down coming. Out of the pistol, Williams. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So on 4th down, out is Cairo Santos for the Bears field goal. From the left hash, about 31 yards out. Carney's kick is good. And doing what they can against the lead as it's back down to 12.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Return starts from the goal line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. We will not get another play here, Brock. That's to an E. Time's going to run out on the half. We've arrived at halftime here in Detroit. The Lions defending their building. They've got the lead at the break. Oh, I guess we could have just kept both teams out here. We're moving past halftime and getting right to the start of the 2nd half. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Here's Raymond on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're... And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Goff setting to throw. Finds LePorta. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
First and 10 from the 41. They go play action with Goff. Has it downfield, working the left. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Off play action, Goff. That's to the sideline. It's a catch by Williams. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Throwing again, it's Goff. LePorta with the grab. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's first and 10. Patrick going to motion over left. First down throw from Goff. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Offense to the line for second down. Throwing now, off play action. Able to find Wright. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
He's got it. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. Shotgun snap here to Goff. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. You always tell me, Brock, it is a whole different world here. Running routes, working in confined spaces, instead of having that whole field to spread out a defense.
Oh, spot on, Caden. Some players, that's the world they thrive in. Finding windows where windows shouldn't exist and then being ready for the throw to arrive. It happens so fast. Trusting your quarterback to make the right read and get it to you.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions go up by 19. Fox now to kick this one away. Here's Duvernay on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Bears and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now an inside handoff to Swift. Juke the defender. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Swift gets it on the option. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Williams set to pass. Able to get it to Moore. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now a give to Swift. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Alex Anzalone there on the stop. They made it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Working from the gun, Williams. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Running with Swift out of the gun. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Williams on the play action. And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears start the 2nd half with some needed points. DJ Moore, the touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Santos now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bears shave some of the lead. It's down now to 12.
Bears 23.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Reynolds with a return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Lions ready for their next series. Led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. From the gun, Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Kid, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week. And I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, and give him a chance to make a play.
Goff now on 3rd down. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
The Lions readying for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And a fair catch made here at the 17. The Bears and DJ Moore back in possession here. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the ground with Swift. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Tackled by Jack Campbell. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
Hey, that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in my double digits, and they nearly got it there.
Off the play fake, Williams. He's got time here. Swift hauls it in. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Escapes a defender. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Lions are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Jalen Johnson with the stop.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, Goff. He finds LePorta. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense. They're the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
On 1st down, it's Goff. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play, and that gives the Lions the first.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
It's incomplete. Risky throw to the sideline. They're lucky that defender didn't keep on going down the sideline there. It's going to be 2nd down. They'll throw it again. Catch is made in close. And in for the Detroit touchdown. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions go up by 19. Fox now to kick this one away. Scott now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Bears offense now heads back out to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Williams to throw. He's got him, that's Swift. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Williams to throw on 1st. This one taken in by Zacchaeus. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Has his man, it's Swift. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Dumped off to his running back. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Swift. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They run with Swift. And he's short of the 1st after a mile gain. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
3rd and just 2 to go. Williams from the gun. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a quarterback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes and have to stay in position, and most importantly, swat that pass away.
And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it, and now they get themselves off the field.
The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And all the touchdowns are sure going to catch some eyes around the league, but sure not unexpected for those of us who saw how well he was throwing it back when he got his first couple of scores.
Yeah, and if anything, he's only continued to improve and play better as this defense tried and failed to find any way to slow him down.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. Another one for Gibbs. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Again, it's Gibbs. And not much on the run, but he does get across the 25. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
A humble 5 to 6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. That one gains 7. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be second down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. Casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Hand off to Gibbs from the gun. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Third down from the gun. LePorta with the grab. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Lions can rest easy with a 3-score lead. They're out now, ready to punt it. Jack Fox will kick it away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Bears and DeAndre Swift set for their next drive. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, Williams. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions are going to get the football inside the enemy 40.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
On the ground, it's a give to Gibbs. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
The one thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. A give left side for Gibbs. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Intended target there was Sam LePorta. And it's 4th and short. We'll see if they go for it. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
He connects downfield on 4th. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They come through with a massive gain there on 4th down. 24 yards, and it's a 1st down. So in Motor City, it's a home win for the Lions. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know